Hey folks, Invest IQ here with investing ideas, earnings, picks, and options plays. We got some really exciting charts coming up here, and I'm excited to share them with you. So let's dive in and take a look. We've got this earnings IQ chart. It goes back to 2013, all the way up to May of this year. The ticker symbol is SE Sea Ltd. And if we take a look at this chart, you can kind of see we've got the 1 and the 3 in the 5 days. Now remember, just as a quick reminder, these earnings IQ charts, we call them, they're essentially a depiction of if you had played earnings and you had bought at the close the day before earnings and sold at the close the day 1 day after earnings, which is the green line, 3 days after earnings, which is the blue, and 5 days after, which is the orange. So that's what these are. And then if you essentially stacked up those gains and losses on top of each other, this is what you'd have. Now, not compounded. This is just a series of gains and losses, and then if you've been winning over time, it stacks up as positive, and if you had been losing, it's negative. So we can kind of see here for the 3 day, it's 151.22%, and for the 5 day, it's 120%. And for the 3 day, it is 110.23%. So you can kind of see the 5 day is in the middle in terms of total gain, and the 1 day is at the bottom, and the 3 day is at the top. So let's take a quick look at the win rate. So for 1 day, it's 65%, 68% for 3 days, and 62% after 5 days. And the average gain loss, so 3.24 for 1 day, 4.45 for 3 days, and 3.53 for 5 days, an average of 3.74. Now remember, that's an average across all of them, not, obviously it doesn't mean that the average win necessarily is, 4.45% for the 3 days. It's over time, if you average it out, that's what it ends up being, which is important. Overall, this is an interesting chart in the sense that the 1 day is the least profitable. If we kind of move that out of the picture for a second, then we can look at the 5 and the 3 day. I'm actually partial to the 3 day. If you look at just some of the interesting sort of dynamics, I think everybody probably knows instinctively the longer you hold something, the more chance it has to move in any particular direction, right? So in this case, if you look at this and sort of look at the last 2 earnings from the 5 day, it went up. But in the 5 days, it went up less than it did in the 3 days, meaning there's probably a pop, and yeah, you kind of got more out of it in the 3 day than you did in the 5 day because it pulls back afterwards. Now, if you take a look at this, so by the way, these guys are actually reporting on August 16th, 2022, before the market opened. Let's take a quick look at the market cap, which is 44 billion, and let's also take a look at the EPS. Here. Interesting. So the EPS has kind of gone down and down and down and down over time. And then this is the EPS surprise. So nothing in particular jumps out at me at that, except the EPS trend is downwards. So folks who have some bent for fundamental research can take a look at that and see how does that factor into this. So let's take a quick look and see what kind of volume this stock has. All right, so Sea Limited, so it's like roughly an $86 stock. And if we just scroll down to get some average volume, whoa, 6.44 million shares traded per day. So extremely high volume. Let's actually take a quick look and see, is there an option for these guys and what kind of strikes they have? Okay, so there is options. Obviously there's these weekly guys. Yeah, so we can actually, that's fairly active for the August 12th weeklies here. You've actually got some pretty good stuff going on. So these guys report Monday. If you were trying to pick up on the, let's say, 5 days after the close, 5 days at the close, 5 days after earnings, that would be not Friday next week, but actually the Monday after that. So you'd actually have to get I think it's the 19th. Yes, you'd actually have to get the 26th. So you'd have to go to these guys. Well, or you could kind of be resolved that you're going to pinch it. But But the prices are pretty reasonable for an $88 stock, and you're trying to pick up some calls. You'd be paying in the $5 range, which is pretty reasonable, given that you could see a move of 3 or 4%, which would be the equivalent of 3 or $4 on this. You might see a 20 or 30% gain on the options. So kind of interesting there. Let's go back to the win rate. So yeah, so like a 68% win rate after 3 days, which is pretty good. So if you were trying to do a 68%, so these guys, August 16th, which is the Tuesday next week. So 1, 2, 3. So it's actually the Friday at close on the 19th next week. So if you went for the 3-day and you're trying to strategize it out, you could actually buy these August 19s thinking, you're going to close sometime in there. But it's expiring that day, so you'd probably have to kick it sometime midday or so if you don't want to get stuck with your option there. But yeah, currently trading somewhere between $87 and $88. And I think this is the open interest right here, and $5.07. So yeah, you could do a number of things, right? You could play it before the earnings. You could wait for the implied volatility to come out of it a little bit and actually buy it on earnings day. Given that the gain and loss is, well, it's actually 3.24. My apologies. I thought it was less than that. So yeah, I don't think I would do that. I think if I was trying to play it, you might even be a little bit late to play it today, because the implied volatility might have already been pumped up. But anyways, I'll leave that to some other folks to do some research and some checking around and see what's that. But there you go. There is the chart for SE, and yeah, I'd actually give this guy a thumbs up. I think in the current market environment, I think in the win rates and the numbers, you could this could be a winner. So that's it, folks, for this chart. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Leave your comments and questions below, and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell as well if you want to be notified when we put out new videos. We do usually try to put these out sometime before earnings, usually like about 3 days before. If you have any requests or for a specific symbol, ticker symbol or stock, please do let us know. We do read your comments, and we do love to talk to people, and we love to get feedback. So as always, thanks for watching, and watch out for our next video. We got a few other ones coming up, like Home Depot and Lowe's. Thanks, folks.